Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. It's baseball season, people. Winners, losers. You're going to get the truth. That's Coach. Let's talk ball. Casey Mize.
Dustin Pedroia.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, a special edition, because it's February 9th. I think I said that right. Football's done. It's in the can. It's baseball season. I am Jake Storielli, a.k.a. Talkin' Jake. Basically, Sam Darnold. I got written off, but now I'm back. And that is Coach Trevor Plouffe, Bad Bunny of baseball. How you doing, Coach?
Coach.
Benito.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Let me start
Kid
out.
Rock?
Let's just get into it. Bad Bunny put on a hell of a show.
He's a performer. Like, you can't fight that.
If you were worried about the halftime show, you got too much time on your hands. That's what I think.
End of the day, it's a halftime show.
Can I give a quick Kid Rock story?
Maybe. I'm going to give you a maybe.
Okay. That was a true story.
Okay. Baseball's
Spring
back.
training 2000 whatever.
Okay, this is baseball then.
With the Twins, right? We have a charity, Ron Gardenhire's charity bowling event in spring training, which is hilarious.
Electric.
Alligator Lanes, shout out. Or Alligator Alleys, I think they called it.
Alligator.
We do an auction, a live auction, right?
Mm.
And so everyone's around. And most of the time, how these things start is starting bids, someone puts it up, and then there's a bunch of bids after.
Sure.
Right? So I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, yeah, I want to do one of those starting bids. You know, I was like still like not even on the team yet. So they didn't really have money, whatever. Kid Rock tickets come up. It's playing at like the Everglades Arena in Fort Myers. And I'm like, all right, like I'll do this one. Throw my hand up for the starting bid, whatever it was. It was kind of expensive. It's like 4 like good tickets.
Sure.
Throw my hand up thinking like I'll start it, whatever. Nobody else.
Wow. You won.
So the starting bid wins. Me and Olivia went and saw Kid Rock like back in the day. It wasn't that good.
Wow. For those new to the program, welcome. We're doing winners and losers. We usually open with a bit of politics. No, it's not even politics. I'll say this. Kid Rock, I think at the second Woodstock, he has a crazy ball with the ball. I mean, the energy in the crowd is insane. So I don't know. I guess we're playing both sides here. No, Benito is fantastic. Congrats to the Seahawks. Probably the best team in football this year. I think only you and Matthews Rams were up to snuff with them, and the Hawks got them a few times. So
they did.
Let's talk some ball. We are here, Trev. It's pitchers and catchers are reporting. Most of the guys are already down there. Like it's literally game on, especially with slightly earlier report dates because of the WBC this year. That we're gonna do one of the big ones. We're gonna do some winners and losers. It is an interesting year, Trev, because we're not. It's funny whenever I talk to someone that's like learning or new to the company. I forget who I was talking to this weekend, but I was like, yeah, we don't do like hot takes. Like that was kind of our the lane we kind of took was just like. I don't know. We just kind of talk about it fairly, and we try to. We're not, this team lost, fart noise. But I think we want to do both sides. You got to have some winners. You got to have some losers. This one is weird, Trev, because normally there's a team that it's like, holy smokes, look at the offseason this team had. They brought in these 3 free agents. They had this massive trade. They only lost one guy. Like, wow. There's not a ton of that.
There's one.
Oh,
we think I think consensusly. Right. Nailed it. Around baseball, I think there's one winner.
Who's that?
And you don't have that in your mind right now?
Is it a team by you?
It is.
Okay. Yeah, because they just win everything.
Right now, they are winning everything. Are we going to start there? I think we start there and just get it out of the way.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's start with the best team. And by the way, Trev, the thing that I didn't, because I don't know if we've talked about this, because it was, the whole conversation was the Dodgers repeated. Like, no team has done that since 2000 Yankees. Great. It was the first time I saw on social media this weekend as everyone was doing their "it's baseball season, get ready." Dodgers are going for a three-peat. I haven't seen, literally, you haven't seen the word three-peat said around baseball in 25 years that I was like, damn, that's going to be part of the chase this year.
Yeah, they're obviously the team to beat. They didn't really have a ton of holes. You could talk about some of the outfield stuff. Well, guess what? They addressed it. They bring in Kyle Tucker, 4 years to 60.
Yeah.
Everybody needs bullpen help, no matter who you are as a team. Okay, let's go get one of the best relievers in all of baseball. Let's steal them from a team that wants to compete with us and actually quoted as saying they want to be us of the East Coast to get Edwin Diaz from the freaking Mets on a 3-year, $69 million deal. And of course, they brought back our guy Miggy Rojas because Shohei said they had to.
Them's the rules.
Couple options exercise, bring back Muncy and Investia. But this is a team that they got two of the better players at their respective positions to come on to a team that's already won back-to-back World Series. I mean, they had the best offseason. They didn't lose really anybody of note. Like Kike will probably be back in June or July.
When they need him, yeah. Even if he signs somewhere else, they'll bring him back.
Yeah. So by far, I think it's not even close. Dodgers, they did it again. It's scary. I'm rooting for a divisional loss this year because I can't already I'm thinking about my life online if the Dodgers win again.
Wow. Didn't see that.
Sorry, LA
yeah,
fans.
Jeez, what a plot twist there. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of insane. If you're doing subtractions, Dalton and Rob got us Kirby Yates up on the YouTube and in our document we're going through. And Kirby Yates had a kind of tough year last year. He graded out negatively. Michael Conforto, who was in the corner for them a lot until it's Kike time in the postseason, he wasn't great for them. That you've now added arguably the best closer, I think Edwin goes toe-to-toe with any of the other great closers in this game. And then Kyle Tucker is just, one of the most well-rounded players in baseball. I think the stat that keeps popping up is he's one of 4 players that's been 4.5 WAR the past 4 seasons. A lot of 4s in there. Didn't plan that. And not even sure if that's the complete stat, but it's around that. Yeah, man, it's kind of surprising because again, a lot of teams did a lot more moves that we're going to talk about a couple of those teams, but it's like with what they have set up, they didn't really lose anything. And this, I feel rude saying this, if they did lose things, they were kind of negatives to the team last year in a way. And they've added the best closer, one of the best corner outfielders that, because I shouldn't even be factoring in like, oh, well, these pitchers will be healthy next year and maybe Tanner Scott will come back because technically that's not this offseason. But yeah, when you line this up against the other teams of just like best additions, they might win.
I'm on their Fangraphs page just for fun.
Sure.
And I know Tommy Eben had some surgery, so we'll see where he ends up. Like, is it Hyesung Kim's season? Are we going to see this guy play?
I don't know. You and I have been...
We're champions.
We're kind of running his fan club. We don't even know why. I think we just like his name.
No, like
we like the way he plays.
He's got a great skill set. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we'll find out. And I think the other thing, and I want to say this when I was doing that kind of weird kickoff speech about the offseason winners and losers, I do think teams, and again, like, let's see where we're at. We're going to be a CBA. We're going to be a labor pod by the end of this season again. Can't wait for that. Baseball has some ebbs and flows to it. We saw it with some of the shorter-term contracts this year. It looks like that's going to finally becoming a thing. The AAVs are pretty awesome, so you don't hear players really complaining about it. I think this new modern approach of not putting all the chips on the table, at least in the offseason, like, I think teams are kind of, hey, let's roll the ball out there till the midway point, and if you're the Dodgers and Hyesung Kim, who they brought in, if he's a guy, awesome, cool. If they need a second baseman at the deadline, they'll go out and trade for them. That I think a lot of the premier teams, some of the teams that I think were leaning, again, losers is a little harsh, but Or how about this? I'll throw my Yankees out there. I think the Yankees clearly, they liked what they had, and instead of putting the chips more on the table for this offseason, they're going to see where they're at the deadline, and then they're going to move prospects and that kind of capital.
That's fair. That's part of the game. That's part of what you have to do. But I feel like you still, to be a successful organization year in and year out, you do have to take your swings at free agency as well. And they're doing that, but you're not going to win every single time and get a guy to come play for your team. And sometimes you might have a different grade than, say, like, the consensus is out there. But yeah, you need. I think still, to be successful in this league and do it consistently, either one of two things: you better be damn good at developing talent and drafting. Like, you have to do that. That's I think that's number one to be a successful organization. No matter if you're the Dodgers and spending all sorts of money or not, you have to develop players. And I know right now their roster isn't chock full of that, but it was before, and they still have one of the best farm systems in baseball. So like you have to do that. But if you can't do that, you still need to be a player in free agency. But I don't know how we go. Like, Dodger talk is probably done for us.
Yeah, the only
Where
thing
to go now? Do you want to pick like another winner? And because I think there's been good off seasons, but the only great off season I think was the Dodgers.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll put on the Dodgers fire, and we've talked about this before, but when it comes back to free agency, we talk about a lot of teams, or they miss a guy, or they've got this dead money, or the Dodgers haven't really had that. I mean, like, Tanner Scott is in a funky area, and like, okay, Conforto was 1 year that other teams probably don't have a lot of teams don't have the opportunity to bring him in as like a bonus piece like they did last year. But they've hit on so many of these guys, and that's part of like where they do deserve snaps on that. Yeah, I guess who jumps out the most? Do you want to kick off or receive? Football.
I'll take the ball, Coach.
Bad Bunny. Yeah, you want the ball. You've always wanted the ball. Who you want?
It was me, Sean McVay, talking ball again.
Love that.
I'm basically part of the team.
Dude, they hired Kingsbury. That's you, Kingsbury, and McVay. That's like
I have so many I have so many funny Sean McVay stories that he is energy in a bottle, as you can just tell.
I have one more free ad. Sorry to our sales team and our whole organization. But I did Google Alligator Alley Bowling, Florida, just to see what came up. And in Gainesville, it looks like they have a place called Alligators, which is just incredible.
Nice.
I think your place, Gator Lanes in Fort Myers.
Yep, Gator Lanes. There it is. Sorry.
And then there's an Alligators in Tampa as well. So I don't know. We just
great names.
We just like a little pun here and there.
And bowling alleys need to make a comeback, bro.
So go check it out when you're visiting spring training this year.
My parents used to bowl in a league, and like we would sit and do our homework at the bowling alley while they bowled in the league and got secondhand smoke because smoking was still allowed inside. I don't know.
No rules. We just did some bowling. Nobody cares. Today's episode is sponsored by Amazon. When life throws you a curveball, Amazon's everyday low prices on essentials help you save the day. Amazon has everything. Whenever you need it, from planned purchases to unexpected moments, they got everything in one place, saving you time, money, so you can focus on what matters most. And for us, that is having as much time as possible to catch up on all of the baseball action. From tech to clothing to daily needs or anything else you need to prepare for the start of baseball season, Amazon has everything you need all in one convenient place and can deliver to you anytime, anywhere. Whether it's routine shopping or handling life's curveballs, shop Amazon and save on essentials. Save the everyday. Where do you want to go, Coach?
So I think I'm going to go a little outside the box here.
Beautiful.
Because I think I owe them an apology, and there was just another major signing today.
Interesting.
I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Pirates, man.
Interesting.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Give me your case, because I don't love it.
Fine. Like, I understand. Are they on the echelon of other teams that we're gonna talk about? I think this offseason, by the way, is all jumbled up because we have some teams listed as losers that I think, like, they're a good team already, so they didn't have to have a massive offseason. I think the Pirates were like, We hear you, everybody. We know we have a pitching staff. We have arguably the best pitcher in all of baseball. Seems like a generational talent in Paul Skeens. We know what we have behind him in that rotation, so that they know, and they made a bunch of like notable offensive additions. They went after Kyle Schwarber, offered him a ton of money. This is not the Pirates that we've like seen over the last 3 years that we've said the same thing year after year. Can you guys do something and bring in some offense? I even have a clip out there that I know is going to haunt me.
Whoa.
When I said, hey, if you want to see Paul Skeens pitch, play in the playoffs, play MLB The Show.
Nice.
That was like a mean thing that I said. I'm usually not mean like that. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, what happened that night?
I don't know.
What was that?
It's going to come back to bite me because I think that
I don't know.
if they I'm telling you, I'm not saying this year it's going to happen, Jake, but they did add, okay, let's just add, in a trade, B. Lau goes there. He's a pretty good offensive player, isn't he?
Yeah. Yes.
He can hit some homers.
Whenever he plays, yes.
You love Brandon Lau.
I do. When he's on he has a little bit of an injury history, but when he plays,
sure.
he rakes.
Sure. You bring in a kind of like a possible dynamic young guy in the password from Boston. Those are the two trades. But then you go out and you get Ryan O'Hearn, who can bang the ball around the yard. You got Marcell Ozuna, who can bang the ball around the yard. They needed a right-handed bat, so Marcell could fit that. Like, they made notable offensive upgrades that I think you have to put them in the winners category for the offseason. How could you not? So, like, I'm in on them, not to be a postseason team this year. I'd love to see them be in contention for it. But like, going out and like signing guys and cleaning up your deficiencies, or at least attempting to, that's what the offseason is all about. And they did it. So I'm putting them in the winners category.
I see the argument. I like Ozuna. He had some metrics that went down, and he is getting old, 35. He did have an oblique injury that's when he got zapped of a lot of his power, but he still got on base. Like, I'm in on Marcell Ozuna for next year as a DH. Like, talk about a guy that has loved and adjusted to the DH role that I think is difficult to do. Yes, and like Ryan O'Hearn has shown he will hit right-handed pitching the past few seasons. Brandon Lau when he's out there. So yes, like when you look at that Pittsburgh top 6 in their lineup, Spencer Horwitz Hive raise up. Go check out.
Yeah,
his
I mean
numbers.
that is. I love that you brought him up, and Connor Griffin as well. Like, they have a path, Jake. It's narrow.
It's narrow.
You might need a machete.
It's
to get
narrow, coach.
And maybe there's some spiders in there.
And I'll be interested.
A pirate has a sword.
When it turns into TPP season and we start going through every team and we look at them side by side, and I feel like when we do that process, we end up seeing tiers of teams that it's like, oh, okay, wow. Like whenever we jump up and we get to some of those like top 8 teams, you're like, oh my God, like this is a different lane. I'm just interested to see how we truly feel about Pittsburgh, because Skeens is like 2 pitchers, basically. Like the stuff he's putting out on the field, I think you can already call him generational. Is Connor Griffin going to be on this year's timeline? That's what I'll be interested to find out. And there was another team I was looking at, similar. He's 19, coach. I don't know. I maybe he's that guy, and we'll see. I don't know, man. I just have some questions, and like in the NL Central, which hasn't been regarded as a beastly division, although with where the Cubbies are at, and maybe the Cubs sneaky winner. I don't know, man. Like, do I like the Pirates more than the Reds? I don't think so.
That's not what this exercise is about, though.
Yeah, but we should. The Pirates had the ability to have an offseason that we're like, yo, let's roll it. They were in on Schwarber. They were in on some other guys. That I don't.
That's not what we're talking about, because I can just say, well, are the Phillies better than the Pirates or the Cubs?
Right.
Yeah, they are. But like, did they have a great offseason? No. So that's what I'm talking about. I think that's where maybe my definition is different than maybe somebody else's. But I think when you have clear needs and you address them in the offseason. And did they get the best players to do it? No, but they made notable signings and trades, and I believe they've boosted their payroll to its highest ever, which still not too high. Dalton's got that in there.
Yeah.
Current payroll, 105 million entering 2026, largest in franchise history. So they still got a ways to go to catch Steve Cohen and the Mets, but they're putting the chips in a little bit. Give them some crumbs, Jake. Jeez.
I'm giving them some I would put them in a middle area. Like, again, like, I don't know. Like, I think the Mets landed in a middle area where there's so many parts out, so many parts in that I can't say the Mets are winners. I can't really say they're losers. I think if you're the Pirates, yes, I get your argument. I think I could have maybe spent the money a little differently. Like, I like the Lau trade. Like, could O'Hearn and Ozuna been Pete Alonso? And how do I feel about that?
They tried. They tried.
I know. And that's, where did the offers actually land? And guys openly said, like, I didn't really want to go to Pittsburgh, which that's not a great look. They've moved the needle. I would look, hopefully next year or by mid-season, we're talking about them fully. This was the step in the right direction. I mean, I'll pivot off of that. Like, if we're comparing two teams, the Baltimore Orioles, I would think are a much bigger winner than the Pirates. They signed Pete Alonso, who I think is as stable as power as you're going to find in baseball. And, dude, he fits in with those guys.
Yeah.
Like Pete with Adley and that crew and the beer bong thing they got going on.
They're just going to listen to Morgan Wallen and talk about hunting. It's going to be...
No way it was our last night.
Hey, also, Rob, can you bookmark what I said about the Pirates and keep that clip for me? Because I know eventually I'm going to have to use it as a countermeasure to everyone yelling at me online. That's
great. Taylor Ward, sneaky trade that kind of got overlooked early on this offseason. He almost hit 40 taters last year. So Ward and Pete, here's 70 home runs for you. Ryan Helsley to go in the back end of the bullpen with Kittredge. Like, Helsley's Mets thing went as bad as possible, but before that, he was regarded as one of the best relievers in baseball. So let's get him in the lab. Boz, they traded for him. Like, that's a potential breakout guy if he can have one tinker kind of go right. And if not, he's still an MLB pitcher. Like, Boz has been in the league for a while, and he's still very young. Zach Eflin, and their parts out right now. Grayson Rodriguez, who that whole thing landed in a weird spot, but that's how they got Taylor Ward. And then, like, Sugano, who struggled for a little bit and then became more stable, and Gary Sanchez, they're like, the parts out to the parts in for me. And if I'm comparing, Pittsburgh, who we just talked about, I would much rather have Baltimore's offseason.
They're in a better spot, like, actually to compete, yes. Yeah. But I think they had more parts in already. I'll argue this.
Okay.
I'll argue this.
Look at us.
Because I think I'm in on, I like the Orioles. And I'm just playing what's that called?
Devil's advocate?
Devil's advocate.
Look at us.
Because I think
finishing each other's sandwiches? I thought that might get you. That's so bad.
When we go to TPPs, I'm gonna be in on the Orioles. I'm gonna be in on them.
I think I
like this team. I'm in on, like, Holiday reaching his potential. I think there's just I think he just wants it too much. And I think he's going to work his way to becoming, like, a very good baseball player. So mark my words there. There's a world, Jake, where I can see the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles having the same record.
Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know.
Seems a little harsh. I know. Seems a little harsh. That would be, like, best case scenario for the Pirates and maybe mid worst case scenario for the Orioles. But I'll tell you why. I like what they did offensively. I think they're going to be able to hit the ball, shoot, almost with anyone, especially with a full healthy year of Gunnar. And then if some of those guys do make that next jump, I love Ward. I love bringing the pop of him and Pete in there. I'm not sold on the starting pitching. I go there all the time, man. And maybe that's just a fault of mine. Like, that's maybe why I said that about the Pirates. Like, they have the pitching, man. They have the ability to stay in games. Like, I know, like, yeah, Shane Boss could be that guy. If they would have gotten Framber or like somebody of that ilk, we're talking a completely different offseason for me. I do think they had a very good offseason, but to come this close and then not like just take that next step, that's where it kind of, I think even if you're an Orioles fan, you're happy with some of the moves because, hey man, like we just got our butts kicked last year. It's nice to see us taking some steps to go the other way, but you have to, I would have traded some of those moves for like a Framber, or like maybe they add Zach Gallen, and maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like how,
if maybe it's not done.
If they end up with
constructed right now,
if they end up with Gallen, Giolito, Bassett, like how much better does that make you feel?
I like Bassett. I like Bassett for this team a ton.
I like Bassett for them too. Kind of being
so
being the Chris Rose, being the old guy.
Yeah, right now I'm just saying like they're in a gauntlet of a division. Like I think the East is going to be very, very good. And I guess prove me wrong starting pitching wise. But okay, I think they did. They're a winner of the offseason.
I think so.
Do you do like grades? Is that how we could like decipher what we're talking about here?
I don't think that's our lane. I think you and I would get in trouble with that.
I'll do it.
Sick.
I'll give him a B.
You didn't even go to college, bro. You don't even...
I got college credits, dude.
That's good. That's great.
I give him a B. Wait, because I didn't go to college. I don't know what letter grades are. That's Peter Moylan, dude. Fucking 11 grade, year 11, whatever they call it.
Peter Moylan, good. give them a 40. What? Hell is that, dude?
Shout out, Peter.
I guess. Well, this is where this offseason in particular, I think, is a little weird because, okay, I was about to go into a speech about grading on a scale. I don't care.
Don't do that.
I think Baltimore had I think they have an argument for the second best offseason, which to give them a B for that, I don't know.
Grading on a scale is so stupid.
It's
unless it makes your grade better, great for you. But like the system in a whole, I'm out on it.
Yeah, I think it's BS if people are.
What if you're around a bunch of dummies?
If people are succeeding at whatever you're doing, I think it's BS. It's like, oh, you got a 91, but 10 people got a 95, so like that's BS. But dude, I was in an econ class that nobody knew what was going on. This is actually. Shout out Nusser Rajput, the professor, my guy.
Was he a bad professor?
It was just tough, man. Like he expected us all to be like econ till we die. And like there's probably one person in the room that wanted to take that class, but it was required for business. Final day rolls up and everyone's like anxious. Like he's going to either have to pass or fail all of it. Like, dude, people are getting test backs with like 30s and you're just like, dude, like what? So I don't know. I tried to study, which I only did for like 5 tests in my life. I'm taking the final exam and I'm like, I think I'm doing okay. Without even thinking, I go to hand in, I finished. I was the first person to finish the test. The professor looks up and he was like a pretty straight-faced guy. He just started chuckling. He's like, you didn't, you shouldn't be the first one done with this test, pal. And he graded everyone on a scale. I think I got C+. Got through.
I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I did need to go to college to have an opinion on this.
You didn't need to go to that class. I want to follow up with I have my weird winner. You're Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
My weird winner is the Detroit Tigers. Because the first thing that I would take for my...
Why is that weird?
Well, I think the first biggest thing is they didn't trade Skubal, which that was one of the stories of the offseason is this kind of guy who's on a legendary run right now. Were the Tigers going to move on from him? They do not. And not only do they not move on from him, they had Framber Valdez. Speaking of, your Best Western Traveler check-in. Framber Valdez to Detroit. We haven't talked about it on this show yet. So I don't know. Life's a trip. Make the most of it. Go to Best Western. A little Best Western in Detroit action. Me, Dahl, Rob. Trev taps out of that trip. But
why?
I don't know. We'd love to have you. That's not a trip that's actually happening so far this year. We'll let you guys know. Go to Best Western. They have 4,000 of them. That not only do they keep Scooble, the 1A bad dude in the game, him and Skeens, they add Framber, which gives them one of the best 1-2 punches in baseball. Kenley Jansen goes in the bullpen. The second in the past 4 years, he's number 2 in active saves. There's a little tricky. It's Hader and then him. First is Class A, but he go. See ya. They're like, yeah, Glaber with the qualifying offer. They could have lost Glaber Torres. They could have traded away Scooble. They could have not signed Framber. They have their highest payroll in team history. So, and like, I guess for me, I'm also keeping an eye on the division. Nobody else really, the Royals had a Royals-ish offseason. I think they'd be one of those middle of the pack teams. Your Twins have been doing and not doing. And then the guard dogs are doing their same thing that I think what Detroit did, we could have been viewing them in a very different scope.
Yeah, I mean, if they didn't sign Framber, it's a completely different discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, they needed that. Take a little bit of the weight off of Scooble's shoulders. I love the 1-2 punch. He's a dog. He eats up innings. Going to save the bullpen a little bit for them. All that's great. You know, Flaherty's back. He's stoked about the season. I talked to him the other day. And I think what people don't realize is their offense was sneaky good last year.
Yeah.
During the year. I think everyone remembers kind of how the playoffs went when they didn't really score. And so you could kind of point that direction. They didn't really make, any additions to the offensive side of the ball.
Matt Vierling's back.
Yeah, my guy.
Your guy.
But they're a team. They're looking for guys to step up. Like, can Colt Keith take the next step? Can he be a guy? Had a decent year last year. Is there more like with Dylan Dingler? That's kind of getting greedy with your catcher, but like, is there more in there? Can Riley Green turn into like a superstar? Like, I think that's what, when you listen to Scott Harris talk, which again, weirdly, I like listen to like him.
What are you doing?
It's offseason. It's Chris Rose.
That's
you want to listen to Scott Harris talk?
That's crazy, man.
I don't. Like, but that's something GMs will tell you, or whatever he is, if he's a president or not. We expect more out of our players, and I think that's as much as it is a cop out. Sometimes there's some truth to that. Like, hey, like we think this guy. Colt Keith is what, 23 or 24 years old. Like, can he enter his prime and turn into something? Like, can we expect more out of the guys we have? We like them. That's the one thing I'll go to with them. It's like they're a decent offense. I think they had some things go real right for them last year. And can they so you have to have that happen again. I'm in on the win because Framber is great, and they've just kind of done it. Like, they proved me wrong for sure. But they ended up losing the division last year. Cleveland won the division last year.
Yeah, I know.
People remember that?
I know.
Just like almost an epic collapse by them. But they have a good team. They have like a formula that works. And I talked about this with Chris. If you're a manager and you didn't want to take on the Framber Valdez challenge, I'll call it, that's sad. Everyone should have said, I want that. Give me that guy. I got him.
Well, and hey, we talked about dynamics a little bit. Hinch is his former manager, so there's already something established there. And then
it has a massive ego, so that works.
And Scooble's the guy. Like, so I think for what we were talking about for Framber, which, dude, Trev, you're right. We got so far off the needle with Framber because of a cross pitch. Dude, he got $38.3 million, the most by a left-handed pitcher ever. Like, that's who this guy kind of is. You have to hit free agency at the right time, and we've talked about his like durability and that kind of stuff that adds to it. Most by a Latin American pitcher. How about that? Let's go. Fifth highest for a pitcher ever behind Shohei, Scherzer, Verlander, and Wheeler. So, like, this is a dude, and him and Skubal at the top of your playoff rotation, like, I'm in. And I think all the stuff you talked about in the lineup, were like, when I look at Colt Keith's baseball card, that seems like a guy that's primed for a breakout season. That feels like, they're doing the all-star ceremonies and he's waving the tiger cap on the first baseline. Riley Green's 25. Like, we almost have some Riley Green fatigue, and it feels like there can be more in there. Torkelson's 26. The light bulb kind of went on last year. Like, I think Carey and Glaber hit. I think they have their recipe. They got some lefty-righty platoon stuff. Hinch is the guy, which I like. Like, Hinch is the manager. And I know sometimes we never know where to land the plane with actual manager conversations, but I like where the offseason landed for Detroit.
Yeah, and they have the ability to go and get somebody offensively during the season. I think you can put them. Well, I guess anybody can. Great analysis.
Yeah,
right there. But you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like, maybe that's what they're thinking.
No, what I'll tell you is interesting. Their two top prospects, Kevin McGonigal and Max Clark, top 10 guys. They're both 20, 21, and they've like played double-A baseball.
Yeah.
Shortstop and a center fielder. So it's going to be very interesting to me. Is one of them going to be able to make the final leap this year? Like, what are they doing timeline-wise? Like, what if they get the juice and the trade deadline comes along? I'm wondering how they're going to navigate that. There's still a lot of young guys on the roster. They've got those guys. They've got a couple other top 50 prospects. Are they just looking at the next 5 years of Tigers baseball? Or
yeah, of course that's what they're doing.
I know they are, but
it's a little annoying because it's like, hey, Skubal's here for one more year.
Exactly. That like
there are times I get it, man. Sustained success, building the organization from the ground up. Yes, in on that.
Right.
Every once in a while, a effing unicorn comes around that you probably need to push the chips in a little bit, and that is he's on your team, and you haven't pushed the chips in basically at all with him on your team. If you want to call Framber Valdez push the chips in, maybe you can, but like, I think if you're a Detroit fan, you're like, I don't think we really went like this with Skubal.
Yeah, I guess that's where I'm interested.
They've had some success. I mean, they were in the CS, right? No.
They went to Game 5 of the DS, 15 innings against the Mariners.
They got beaten the DS by the Mariners in that game, yeah.
That I don't know, like how would we be treating them differently if they went to the CS? Because
I think we'd be more pissed at them.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. That was all brought to you by Best Western. Like I told you guys, 4,000 hotels worldwide. Whatever you're trying to do, life's a trip, so why not do it with Best Western? Whether you're a preparer, Jimmy, Dalton, whether you're me and Trev on the seat of our pants, whether if you're me and Rob, maybe we're going on a yoga retreat. I don't know. There's going to be a Best Western around, and when you stay 3 nights at Best Western, you receive a $50 gift card to use for your next stay. So whatever you're doing, if you're doing the baseball road trip this year, Best Western's going to be there. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. All right, Coach, we've been cooking a little bit. Do we want to do some quick winner snaps for a couple other teams that popped up?
Are we on the same wavelength? I was going to say the same thing. I did want to add that Kid Rock show I went to. Like, Kid Rock was like not great, but Puddle of Mud crushed it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah, Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
What a show I went to. Me and Olivia were like, where are we here?
What do they have? Oh, I mean, Blurry and She Hates Me. I mean, talk about a song that spoke to like my chunky middle school heart.
Yeah.
Hey, it hates me.
Oh, that's them too.
La,
Yeah.
la, la, la. I tried so. Okay, so let's start checking boxes.
Yeah, I think we should go quick through the winners here. I have one that's off the sheet, but let's just go what's on the sheet.
Yeah.
The White Sox, like, are they like in the same boat as the Pirates?
Yeah, I think there's like a snaps White Sox Pirates bucket. Like, you guys kind of did stuff, and that's nice. I don't know what it means.
I don't either. I mean, I think there's some fun stuff going on the White Sox. Like Colson Montgomery's like a real he's like a hell of a player,
Yeah,
dude. So
man.
like you have that number one. That's
Teal,
great to like.
they have stuff.
Yes. I think a lot of people are gonna be excited to see what Murakami can do at that ballpark. Chicago is the new Japanese hub. Love that for Chicago.
It's great.
You bring in Sir Anthony, which is that one's fishy to me. I'm not really sure like how many games they're going to be leading. They need a guy at the back end of the bullpen, but trade bait like you read about. Love that for them. Austin Hayes, nice addition in the outfield. They trade for Jordan Hicks, Acuna, who I'm super in on. Never kind of found his footing with the Mets. I'll call it right now. I'm like Acuna has a great season next year. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up 3+ WAR season next year.
Okay, they have an MLB team. Like I think for the past couple of years we like haven't been able to say that. So again, when we're talking winners and losers, they've elevated in that way.
And they finally traded Luis Robert, which I think like needed to happen.
They've moved on. Like they've turned a page in White Sox history, and they're gonna see how all these young guys are. And hey, if they all your guy Chase Mydroth, we always Edgar Caro, we can't stop.
Yeah.
I think another. I'd say the biggest miss so far would be the Toronto Blue Jays. I think they have an argument similar to the Dodgers, similar to the Orioles, where they spent a ton of money.
I want to hear this one.
They spent a ton of money this offseason.
Okay.
So it's the part out that I think just feels so different is Bo Bichette. Like Bo Bichette has been, when we've talked about the Blue Jays for the past 5 years, it's been Vladdy and Bichette, right? That Bichette is out, and what is that going to mean for the team? But like Dylan Cease is a serious arm that contract's going to be an interesting one to look back at in a few years. Is it going to be Zach Wheeler 2.0? Is it going to be like I don't know. Okamoto, nobody has an idea, but my dude got paid. Like when you look at how much hitters got paid, like $60 million was one of the bigger payouts for a hitter this year. And then like Cody Ponce coming back over. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but we've seen that work for so many guys at this point. Tyler Rogers, when I look at the parts out, Bichette, Sir Anthony, IKF, like Manoah, you have to count Bassett at this point, Scherzer, that the team dynamic is like Bassett, Scherzer, and Bichette. Like those are big players, big personalities, but like they put chips back on the table.
Is David Popkins back or not? He is. That's all that really matters. Look, I would be more excited if I had clarity on like this whole Shane Bieber situation. Because
that's freaked you out from the start.
From the start. So he is a little hurt. Like I need to know what kind of hurt he is. Because if he looks like he did at the end of the season and is that guy, that totally changes things for me. We're talking about Gausman, Cease, a healthy Bieber, and then you Savage to start out the rotation. That's awesome, man. And then you got Ponce to back him up and some other guys there. So like I like the rotation there. Like I need to know more about Bieber. So if you're a Toronto fan, if you got some inside information, or maybe I'm just missing it, I want to know more about that. I'm good with this team, dude. They have a team.
Yeah.
This to me feels like all the kind of pieces of the puzzle are there. Losing Bo Bichette really, really hurts. Yes, we need to see what Okamoto can do at Major League Baseball or in Major League Baseball. I want to see what he is. But they already have the pieces here. So like, again, I think Dylan Cease for Bo Bichette is kind of like the offseason, right? So like, do you consider that a win? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, again, like Okamoto, we're flying blind right now.
Yeah.
Like what he could be a guy. Like what if he's I think he profiles differently, but what if he's Seiya Suzuki? Then it's like, yeah, dude, the Blue Jays had an amazing offseason, but we don't know.
Ernie Clement hit 300 in the playoffs instead of 500. Like, are we looking at this lineup different? Like, I think we have not Ernie Clement fatigue, but what's the opposite of that?
I think the other thing that's fun that I don't know if this will be a case study or not, but all the defensive analytics that go into baseball now that sometimes they help your story, sometimes they don't. Like going from Bichette at short to Jimenez full year, I wonder, that grades out WAR-wise as a similar player probably, but one of them is all defense, one of them's all offense. That I wonder how that feels like. Remember when he hit every clutch postseason homer? What is the postseason?
He took Shohei up top in Game 7 to put him up 3-0, coach. It was going to be one of the most badass home runs we've ever seen because he's got that swing. I love that swing.
Remember how nuts that was?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Those last couple games were bonkers.
All I wanted to do was, I'll say it, okay? Sometimes I get tired of baseball at the end of the year. So much. October drains me.
It's a grind.
Not this time.
Yeah.
I wanted it to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. And to think, there's a couple swings and plays that we, instead of talking Dodgers,
oh my God. I think so much happened that we didn't even give, in real time, didn't even think about them. Like the IKF leadoff third base, like the Miggy Rowe play on that.
Dude, the Miggy Rowe defensive play.
How about freaking Pages going up and tackling Kike to Ernie Clement would have had a statue.
Ernie Clement should still get a statue.
All right, let's just.
Blue Jays are going to be fun this year, man. I often find myself thinking about David Popkins, which
he's the man.
Any
I've
questions? David S. Popkins. Any other winners that need to come out? Let's do this quick because I was interested the way you phrase it. I think the Cubs have more of a winner argument than a loser argument. Bregman's kind of been their white whale, apparently, and they bring him in. And the Edward Cabrera trade was kind of a sneaky, there's some potential there. But we have downplayed Kyle Tucker leaving with the Cubs a lot. He got $240 million to play baseball, and they just retooled their whole pitching that I don't know what to do with that.
So I got a couple.
Okay.
That I want to go down. We haven't even talked about, are the Red Sox listed on our sheet? Okay, fine.
I don't want to finger point.
Yeah.
I
don't necessarily agree with where they're at on the sheet, but I want to go one more team because I was kind of reading up on here, and then I was like, oh, this does make sense. The Braves. Bobby Suarez.
Yeah.
Going up, shoring up the bullpen. They go out and get some outfield help in Yaz and Dubon, and they just Ha-Sung Kim comes over. I know he's hurt. Yeah. What's the report on that?
It's kind of bad. I think broke his hand. He's
for 3 months,
mid-season ish. Yeah.
That puts a damper on the offseason.
Puts a little damper on it. And
I think I'm gonna be the most gung ho on the Braves going into the year. Big bounce back year. They kind of filled some holes that they needed there, and they already have a very, very good team. And we're talking full health. Let's go, time to rock and roll Braves. I like the Bobby Suarez addition a lot for them.
I think I gave them the same speech last time that if they end up with Gallen, Bassett, Giolito, I really like their outlook. But again, I don't know.
Raisel Iglesias and Bobby Suarez at the end of your games. Yeah, sign me up.
Pretty nasty. Those are the guys you didn't want to see at the plate.
Ronald Acuna Jr. dancing with Bad Bunny.
Yeah, but you have to feel like there's an effect there. My celebrity all-star teammate.
Hey, is that true that Bad Bunny offered to pay for the Puerto Rican insurance for the WBC and they said no?
I mean, maybe. I'm not as prepped on that as I'd like to be. Shout out Bad Bunny. He's a vibe, huh? I also liked his interview. I just saw the clip of it, but they were he's like, I'm not an athlete. I'm not.
Oh yeah, when he was carrying the rock, I was sitting next to a certain MVP. By the way, Drake May MVP 2 almost won it. I don't know if you saw what he did against the Seahawks and what my guy did. Whatever. I said, hey, Bad Bunny, bad ball security. I would have slapped that thing out of there.
Panic had a really good tweet on it that we posted, and it got viral. It made me laugh. He was high and tight. It was like the old Tiki Barber. Got it pinned. Okay. Was I going to say something about the Braves? I don't think so. Okay. Let's we've given out a lot of flowers, Coach Trev. I think we need to I think we got to give out some losers.
And preface it by saying, like, obviously we know there's some teams that like did not have a good offseason.
Right.
I'll go AL Central. Not great, guys.
Let's start there. The rest, I mean,
the Guardians, not great.
It's part of the reason the Tigers, for me, were like, they could have done the front office BS of like, sign Framber, we're trading Scooble for this, that, and the other, and we're still the favorites, but they didn't. So that's where I gave them a little credit.
Guardians talking about trading Steven Kwan and then doing nothing else. They did sign Jose Ramirez to an extension. Great. But like, I mean, tough for them. Look, yeah, my Twins didn't have a great offseason. I understand that. Things might be changing in that organization. Shout out Tom Pollard. Let's go, baby.
I remembered what I was going to say before. It's tier list season on Wake and Jake with Jolly, which is always just an interesting look at the different positions around baseball. Ronald Acuna Jr., I didn't realize how much of an on-base guy he is. Like, well, no, you think of his contact, you think of his speed, you think of his power. Got 417 clip last year, and he was 416 in his MVP season. Like,
hasn't he 3-4-5 before? I'm pretty sure
his MVP season, and he just missed it last year in limited action. But I don't know. I think when you normally think of guys who are as toolsy as Ronald, you kind of just assume they're like I thought Ronald Acuna was like a 350 on base guy. When I saw 380, I was like, Jesus, this dude's my new player comp for him, Manny Ramirez. With speed.
What?
Yes, dude.
Manny Ramirez is who you went with for Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, dude.
I think he's got a different skill set.
Wait for the second half of his career when the speed runs out and he just tortures pitchers and kind of poops
Fat
on
Ronnie?
baseball.
I'm in on that.
Thick Ronnie.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't use that word.
Come on, Trev. Okay, we wandered.
Love.
You know what? The rest.
I need to tighten it up a little bit.
The losers are brought to you by SeatGeek. Sorry, guys. And if your team hasn't been mentioned yet, scary. But maybe go see them. Maybe we're wrong. Spring training is here. I'm going to Tampa this weekend. I keep forgetting that. The World Baseball Classic is right around the corner. NBA, chill. The World Cup's coming up this summer. Shout out to SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app, 35 million downloads. Yo. And you can use code TALKIN2026. Save 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. 10% off any tickets with promo code TALKIN2026. Make sure you click the link in the description, download the app, have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. How do you like that? SeatGeek. Coach?
Am I leading this one off too? Give me the ball. Am I Kenneth Walker right now?
You are.
All right, I'll start. Walker. Former team of mine. Again, I'll preface this by saying, still a very good team on paper, but I think we can start with the Philadelphia Phillies. And now with a caveat, there was a couple guys they had to bring back.
Right.
Who they brought back? Kyle Schwarber coming off MVP 2, give him 5-year $150. JT Realmuto got him. 3 years, 45. Did not think that the third year was coming. So, like, they had to re-sign those guys, and they did. And Jose Alvarado, unless he does something stupid again, will be in the bullpen at the end of the year in part of a playoff run. So that's nice for them. But I think you losing Ranger definitely does not help. I also think losing Harrison Bader does not help them at all. Although we're talking about a Crawford getting a chance to like be a guy there. So maybe I'm canceling those out and we're doing it. I just think it wasn't a great offseason. And like the only way it could have been a win is if it was a great offseason. If Alex Bregman gets there and they make a bum trade or, something like that. Like if Ketel Marte ended up there, like it would have been a great offseason. I don't think it's necessarily like a loss offseason, but it's middling because they're already good.
Yeah, I think the things you can point at are like Harrison Bader was great for them last year. And he goes, and that is what it is. Ranger Suarez, dude, like who he's been for them during the season and during the postseason. And then the final piece of data is that they thought they were signing Bo Bichette. Like they went to bed that night, 7 years, $200 million, Bo Bichette, which, Trev, the other side of this argument is, okay, again, Real Muto and Schwarber are bringing the same guys back, which no qualms, and I'm not going to poke anything at that. But now you're telling me, okay, Justin Crawford, maybe he gets a look, and hey, if he's a dude, he's a dude. Aiden Miller, one of their top prospects, but they were going to bring in Bichette, so that doesn't necessarily have to be shots fired at him because any team should want to bring in Bo Bichette if he wants to play there. And then Andrew Painter in the rotation, who he's supposed to be a dog. Like, let's find out. But now we're talking about banking on a few young guys here. That what is that? Could that, like we talked about, I guess a little bit with some of these teams, are you going to be bridging the gap to the next half of Phillies baseball? Or are you going to be at the trade deadline being like, damn, we're a starter short, we're an infielder short? They also like Castellanos is still looming. I mean, that could end by the time this podcast comes out. More like Stott and Bohm, like, I don't know. I think Philly fans expected some movement, and maybe they shouldn't because the team did win 96 games last year, but you can't call it a win.
All right, want to go to scary hours real quick?
Yeah, hell yeah.
If you're a Phillies fan, I mean, I don't know. Either turn this off or get in closer and
Harper's gonna beat the hell out of us.
Real talk. Oh, Harper's fine in this conversation. I would never disrespect Bryce Harper. Okay. Big fan of his.
Same.
I think he's underrated hot guy. How about that? I don't think he gets enough credit for how hot he is.
I think
and he bakes. How about that?
I think you're right. He does have a couple, and hey, if the gun was pointed at me with this statement, my goodness. But like some of those Harper TikToks when he was really getting into it, he looked how do I say this? He had like new parent face. Like he looked tired.
Yeah.
He looked tired. He looked tired.
We'll just leave that one here.
I'm gonna
listen. Love this team. Phillies fans know I've been on them. I want them to win a World Series. Sam Fuld going to school right now. I still don't understand that. Sam, I love you so much. Invite me to a party, college party. I don't really want to go to a college party.
Man.
I don't. Like, not at all.
Once you age out, that's over.
I'll go to a tailgate, though. What's up?
Tailgate.
Anyways, this team, good team.
Good team.
Do you know who's like really at the helm of this team? Double D's.
Dave Dombro.
Yeah.
My guy.
I'm going to bring you back in time, about a decade.
Oh, yeah.
When he was with the Detroit Tigers. Hell of a team. Never got the job done fully. And man, oh man, did he leave that organization like a waste pile for a while. Don't let that happen in Philly. Please. Like, they got to win one, coach. And I'm not like super in tune on like what their farm system looks like right now. But I know the Tigers went through a tough time after Dombro left. And I'm just saying, like, I don't want that to happen for Philadelphia.
I don't think we need to get any darker with it because I also think those young players we talked about, if they need to make a move, that's where Dombro thrives. But like those Detroit Tigers teams are arguably like one of the best teams to never win it. And like, I don't know. You don't want those thoughts to be creeping in. You don't want those thoughts to be creeping in.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know. Just you've thought about it too, Phillies fans. You've thought about that.
Well, hey, if Philly fans were actually getting mad with us, although I think most of them have the same sentiment, I'll do a double dip with myself and my enemy. Thy friend is my enemy. I think the Yankees and Red Sox, Yankees are running it back.
The Red Sox and the Yankees are not the same in this regard.
Okay.
Yankees are running it back. Go.
Yankees are running it back. They won 94 games. They made a lot of moves at the deadline, and maybe that's the new team. And let's see and Cole's going to be back mid-year. And
Ryan Weathers.
Let's see what the pitching looks like. I don't know, man. I come back to one day Aaron Judge will not be Aaron Judge. And right now the 4 hitters surrounding him are Trent Grisham, who had a breakout year, and I hope that's who he is, but also baseball can be funny. Cody Bellinger. I love Cody, and like his fit next to Judge is actually perfect, so like that. And then like they've got so much in the Ben Rice basket, which I hope we're talking about him a lot this year. And he was the unluckiest hitter in baseball ever last year. Okay. I've just seen how baseball works. I hope Ben Rice is one of those guys, and there's a bunch of Rice and Judge jokes, and it's special. But like you can also, if I look down in May and I'm looking at the guys surrounding Aaron Judge, the best hitter I've ever watched play, and it doesn't feel right, God, that's not going to feel good. So that's what I have to say about that.
It's a little Phillies-ish, right? Where you run it back. You had to bring back Bellinger. You had to do that. Most of you guys listening to you and Jim and Joe's talk, like that was a foregone conclusion in your mind. Like that didn't even really feel like it's obviously not an addition because you're just running it back, but you felt like that was going to happen. It did. That's a good thing. If you would have went somewhere else, we're talking completely different feel to this offseason. Look, I think what a lot of people don't realize, and myself included, at the end of the year, like the Yankees had a very, very good team last year offensively. Yeah. Like the best offense in baseball was the New York Yankees. Yes, Judge was great, but like the hitters around him were also very good. You mentioned Trent Grisham, hell of a year. He had some streaks where he was just unbelievable.
Clutch, like awesome. Trent was awesome.
Yeah, so I'm super curious about the shortstop situation, just like everybody else is. I think it all hinges, and this is kind of an outsider looking in. Do I watch Yankee games? Yes. Am I in tune as you are? It all hinges to me on what those 2 starting pitchers look like when they come back. Like if you get like Banger, Rodon, and Cole, and you have now like a excellent rotation, and you're bringing back what by all statistics basically was the best offense in baseball, that's pretty good. And you got Bednar in the back, and you got like decent options at the end of the bullpen. Like
I get it.
I like a little bit more there too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I like a little bit more there in the back end of the bullpen. But if you're talking about Fried, Rodon, Cole, and Schlittler, and the best offense in baseball, I can get behind that.
Yeah, hey man, I get it. I worry about the pieces surrounding Judge, and hey, the Yankees are getting, we've done way too much talking about grading on a scale, but like the Yankees are being graded on a different scale. That there's a lot of nice pieces there. I'm obviously very interested to see where we're at with midseason. And then I guess I threw the Red Sox in the same pot with them, and I take it back. Like the Bregman thing was a big blow because of everything they talked about as an organization and the Devers part of this, which Red Sox fans, part of the reason they like ended up going with the Devers trade, MLB executives were like, wow, they actually got some stuff back. Now they kind of don't. The Devers trade is pretty much done after they traded Kyle Harrison for Caleb Durbin,
Caleb Durbin's for Devers.
I do like. And I don't know. I will be interested to see. I mean, they got Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras essentially for free, but in a way that's a bad sign. But I could also, hey, the Yankees did that with Belly last year, and it worked out fantastic. And then like Ranger Suarez is an impact piece. So I think the Bregman thing looms and feels probably a little bigger than it actually is.
I don't know. That one's tough. I do like the team. I had them in the World Series last year. It didn't work out. I still am very bullish on where I see the Red Sox. And I do think they're another team that still has like a ton of value that they can go to and trade from. Like they still have those outfielders that people really will covet during the year. So like their like roster is not set. Like it's just not. Like there's going to be more moves. But yeah, I'm in, Coach. Obviously love the Ranger Suarez signing. I love me some Caleb Durbin. I like the trade for them with the Milwaukee that happened this morning. Short King Caleb Durbin, Monasterio. I think they even got a pick in the draft, which is, I guess
That's all you care about.
Call it what you want to call it, but they have a chance to be one of my favorite teams in baseball. They do. I don't know why I like them so much. Obviously, Garrett Crochet leading the helm with Ranger Suarez 1-2 punch is awesome. And then behind that, you kind of have what I would consider still question marks, but like I'd err on the sign of them being like a pretty good back end of the rotation in Gray and Bayo and Oviedo. And there's some other guys there that you didn't even talk about, like some of the young guys. And they had success last year too. So I'm in on the Red Sox. I think this is where I forgot to go. Sorry. Mine's wandering. Bregman, I think is a big loss to that team. It is. Do I still like the roster? Yes. But again, like you just heard time and time again, like the influence that he had in that clubhouse, and you can't take that for granted. He's a great player. I think having someone around him or being around someone like him elevates players. So there's that effect. We'll see if maybe that lives on this year. Like some of the lessons that they learned from him last year just kind of roll on, and we see these guys kind of take it to the next level. But I'm so in on this team. Again, with the caveat that they still have massive trade chips to play with during the year.
Yeah, as I look at it all on paper, I soft like their offseason. It will be interesting to check in and see how they deal with their young guys, because again,
a lot of lefty pitchers.
A lot of lefties, and I don't know if they get off to a limping start and the fan base is talking about Bregman endeavors. It'll just be interesting. That's
where they're feeling the pain, and again, and it's not misguided, but I think it's just like, okay, yeah, Devers is gone. We thought we were getting Bregman. That didn't happen. Bichette didn't. I call him Bichette.
I like that. Yeah.
Has anyone ever said that before?
Bichette. That sounds like a swear word.
Bichette was supposed to go there. It didn't happen. Ketel Marte rumors were there. It didn't happen. Isaac Paredes rumors were there. It didn't happen. Hey, you got Caleb Durbin, though, which we like.
Hey.
So I think that's where some of the anger comes from. But like if you sat back and just looked as a Boston Red Sox fan and said, do I like my roster going into the year? I think you say, hell yeah.
Yeah, for spring training mode, let's see what this team is. And yeah, I think Boston just thought their team was going to land in a different place. This is, of recent years, this is my favorite pitching staff of theirs going into a season. And like,
is this on Fangraphs? This isn't the staff. Like, we're not going to see Peyton Toll at all or Connolly early.
Hey man, they've got depth. I think they're going to see what they're working with.
Too many lefties that like we just can't have them in the rotation.
I think you can't have. I know this is corny, but you can't have too many starting pitchers. Somebody's going to get hurt. Like those guys are going to throw.
But can you have too many lefties in the starting rotation is my question.
I don't know. I think it depends who you're playing. I think you can, right?
So,
if you're just
feeding so
righties.
they got those guys dangling as trade chips. They're both 23 still, but just about to turn 24. You have the outfielders. Like they're positioned so well.
I agree. That it'll be interesting to see if they put the chips on the table, because they haven't. And like I guess I can use the Phillies. They thought Bregman was coming back. Remember? They were like, we're devastated. So, okay. And you didn't replenish that. So that'll be something to watch. But Red Sox find a way to hit every year.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras, bro.
Right?
Don't be sleeping.
Might be a fantasy steal this year. Nice, dude. Good. Man, I think, Trev, of all the teams that, because hey, I don't want to be rude to, well, I will be rude, but like Cincinnati, Miami, San Diego, Tampa, like there's a lot of teams that didn't. Seattle, they kind of had a nice offseason.
Hey.
Oh shit. Seattle's gonna be pissed at us.
They didn't need to do a lot, but they brought in Brendan Donovan and re-signed Josh Naylor. I mean, they're sitting very, very pretty. I think Seattle fans are they're fine with us not talking about them because
ooh, I like that spin for us. like that.
See how I did that right
Seattle
there?
doesn't even want us talking about him. I think they had a very nice offseason. I guess they lose Eugenio, but when he came over, he wasn't Arizona Eugenio.
Few postseason at bats, but he was not good for them.
I guess, re-signing Naylor, if they'd lost Naylor, that's a different conversation. They add Donovan. So, yeah, I guess it's not Rob Refsnyder mashing some
banger.
lefties. Speaking of lefties, don't bring him to Rob Ref.
They are one of the clear winners of the offseason.
It's a very safe. That would be.
I don't know if it's safe. I mean, they going and getting Brendan Donovan's is great for them because I did this with Chris Rose.
Jose Ferrer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lefty out of the pen that they needed. We saw Gabe Spire's arm fall off in the freaking postseason. Brendan Donovan fits their timeline, not only their roster this year, but their timeline of like guys they have. Cole Young, who's the shortstop prospect for them?
Cole
I'm missing
Young.
the name right now.
Money long.
Montgomery?
Cole Emerson.
Montgomery's with the White Sox. I got to get my young guys' names right.
Colson.
Like if J.P. Crawford this year, they have Emerson coming up. Like, is he going to be a shortstop? Is he going to move to third base? Like Donovan can like kind of just like mix and match all over the diamond. Wherever they need, they can plug him in. So it's a win of an offseason for them, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree. That where I was building up that speech for was just the Mets have done so much. I kind of mentioned them early on that like the parts in, parts out for me is almost so overwhelming that it's tough to pick either direction. I really like the Peralta trade for them. Offensively and defensively, I'm interested to see where it goes. I think I'd lean positive, but also, I don't know. I'm such a Pete guy that like, there's a lot of homer. That's a lot of RBI you're missing.
Parts out a lot, no doubt. Kind of like heartbeat of your team, I would say, too.
Oh.
Yeah. So you have no heart in you. I'm just kidding. No, I think they went from having one of the worst off seasons in recent memory to having a very, very good. I'm going to give them a letter grade.
Here we go.
B+.
Okay.
I mean, dude, Bo Bichette comes in. Devin Williams, I know you're like soured on Devin Williams. I know that. I understand that. He's still a very, very good reliever. Okay.
Yes.
Like that softens the blow of an Edwin Diaz there. The Freddie Peralta trade, like, I mean, are you kidding me? Like they're getting this guy to fortify the rotation, which they completely needed.
Look at this sheet. Look at our YouTube
it's a lot.
right
it's
now.
A lot.
If you're podcast only, Rob's been posting, the additions, subtractions, re-signings. And this is easily the most movement.
A lot of the subtractions, though. I mean, I guess you're so right. Like it was a lot of freaking like guys that have been with that organization for a while. They needed a shakeup, coach.
I know. That's where I was going to make a joke.
Shook it up
when you talked about, changing the heartbeat. Like maybe they needed a heartbeat change. Like that seems like that was part of their offseason intentions.
Gosh, it's so many people. Okay. Freddie Peralta, obviously super high on. I'm a Tobias Myers believer.
Sure.
Like, especially if you think you can tap into, you can get him on the mound and fix some stuff. Like the guy's he's electric. Like, So yeah, I'm in on Tobias Meyer. I want to see what Lou Bob does. Yeah, I called him that. So what?
Come at me.
I want to see what he does there.
I'm a man.
I think the Polanco signing is interesting. That could go one of two ways, in my opinion, Coach. I'm happy that he got the bag. But he was awesome for the Mariners at the beginning of last year. Kind of fell off and then had some really nice postseason hits for him. I think he's going to fit in fine to that lineup. And then I mentioned Bo Bichette, Devin Williams. They added a ton. I know they subtracted a lot, but I think the shakeup was needed. And they needed the pitching more than anything, like the starting more than anything, and they got that. So that's where I am like high on them. If they didn't get those guys, and it was just Bo Bichette and Devin Williams for Edwin Diaz and Pete Alonso, I'm out on that. Like you can call it net if you want, but like the fact that they got Freddie Peralta and Tobias Myers, to me, that's big. It's big.
Yes, it's massive. It's a massive overhaul. And it's like everything I mean, Nimmo and Alonso have been such staples for how you started off a Mets game, and that's gone now. So the analysis you've waited for at the hour 15-minute mark. I like Bichette and Freddie Peralta for the team. Like, that's great. That's fantastic.
No,
dude.
but they freaking needed
incredible.
They needed starters. They were going to pull another rabbit out of the hat like they did like 2 years ago. Okay, like, which they did, people.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, Sean Manaea. Let's go.
Go Luis Robert, dude. Be that guy. I mean, that would, if he has one of his good seasons, then I think the offseason's a massive win, but I can't tell you that. He ain't been that for a little bit.
Is this like David Stern's like kind of like hot seat season? Like if this like goes down in flames, Jake, which I don't think it's going to. I
don't think so. Yeah.
If this goes down in flames,
hey man, it's just going to be interesting. They missed the playoffs last year with 83 wins. Like, if they do that again,
83 wins stinks, bro. It's not a good season for a team with expectations like this. It's not.
For me, it still feels like they're trying to do too much of a high wire act of being the Brewers Mets. Like,
yeah, just be the big dogs. Get rid of that little dog mentality. Get out.
Like, if I know this isn't how it works and guys have to agree and blah blah blah, but like, how would we be talking about the Mets if instead of Polanco and Luis Robert, they signed Belly and Alonso? I think we would be hyped for the Mets.
Belly would have looked great there.
Good looking guy. Another sneaky, underrated hot guy. Everyone.
I'm the other way.
Really?
I think he gets too much credit. Yeah. He's so tall and like, and athletic and good body that he gets by with a lot of things.
Sounds horrible.
If he was shorter, he wouldn't be as good looking.
I think he gets girls don't care about height. And I think the other thing, he gets the stoner stuff so much that I think that takes away from him just being a good looking cat. All right.
Him or Freddie Peralta right now.
Ooh. I'm a hair guy. Freddie's hair is pretty. And I don't know. Maybe I'm
Last thing before you hit the music, Bob.
Right.
I need you to answer this. Bo Bichette or Cody Bellinger?
Again, I guess first thing I jumped to is hair, which is odd. That
Bo Bichette doesn't have the hair anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Cody. I'm not letting you talk me out of that.
Oh, whose swing is sweeter? Oh my! End the episode.
Just people listening to their first episode and they're like, "What the hell did they just do at the end?"
Awesome.
Oh,
couple things happened. Nick Martinez is going to the Rays.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Love.
The White Sox are signing Eric Fetty.
White Sox.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Your Chicago
White
came out
Sox.
there, Babbo.
And Trev's Twins getting in the mix. They've signed Gio Urshela to a minor league deal.
Hey,
He's been there.
Gio's back. Okay.
I think he wore my number when he was there.
Some competition at camp at Gator Lanes in Fort Myers, Florida. Make sure we see you there. Alligators. That's so good. Wow. Thank you, Rob. Some big updates at the end. We'll be back Wednesday. Pitchers and catchers report. Maybe we'll get some more news. Bassett, Giolito, Gallen. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Jake sucks. Over under 81 for me today.
I got you over. I'm sorry.
All right.
Trying to light the fire.
Coach. I've been working.
I could see you having a nice 83 today.
I see right on 81.
Nice.
I'm going for 80. Taking the under, boys.
Come on.